Hello and welcome to the World AFB News. This might be a little far. I am your co-host Raj, and alongside me here is Jesse.
Hey guys.
And this is going to be for the week of March 12th, March 12th, 2022.
Yep, and
I said 2022.
We meant 2023.
2023.
And just like last time we said, we're just going to choose, 3 leagues that we kind of are interested in. And so you may see some of the same ones. You may see a new one. I believe we got a new one here for you. But we're going to start off with an old one, I believe, that we spoke about last week, right? That's going to be the LFA.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the LFA again. And then we'll go down the list, still look at Italy, but then we're finally going to go to, not a new one, but a reoccurring one, which is France. And so we're going to be starting off with March 11th, 2023. This was the Reds and the Dinos.
Yeah, it looked good here. It looks like the Reds win, right? Reds win 32-7. Dinos, no bueno.
Yeah, no. It's pretty crazy because Dinos won their first game pretty good, but the Reds are coming out strong. So whoever the Reds are,
very good on offense.
That's a game that I'm gonna have to watch. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, then we're gonna go down to the next game. This is the Raptors against the Rays. Raptors bringing in the 0. They're now 0-2. Rays win now 16-23.
Yeah, it's a good little run for Reyes. They did win their first game against the Gallos, so they're improving. Raptors have something to look forward to. They have to pick it up.
Definitely. On to the next game.
Then we have the Gallos taking on the Mexicas, where the Mexicas win 17 to the Gallos 14. Very close game. And it's kind of expected if you would see last week's game with both of them. Mexicas only put up 6 and Gallos only put up 14. So we have a little, not very strong offensive, maybe a little more defensive battle going on, but the Mexicas do take that one.
And now on to the next game. We have, I don't know how to say that name.
The Caudillos.
The Caudillos going up against the Galgos.
That's right. And it looks like my apologies. Let me go ahead and silence my phone there. It looks like the Caudillos are going to win, and it's not even going to be that close. They're going to win, putting up over 50 points at, it looks here,
51
to 16.
Mm-hmm.
And the Galgos, from last week, they won last week. So they're in a weird 1-1 position. But the Caudillos, they did beat the Jefes, and so they're also 2-0, and that's good for them.
And then finally, the last game, which we technically do not have the stats for because it doesn't show on their calendar, is the Jefes going up against the Fundadores. And that was on March 12th. They don't have the standings on there, so hopefully when I get these pictures, they'll show you that, and it'll be posted on there. But onwards to next week's game, and just to say, not really to talk into, what games we're going to be looking at, but the game that I'm actually hoping to watch is the 2 new ones, the Caudillos going up against the Reds. The Reds, if you look in previous games, have put up tons of points, and the Caudillos also put up a lot of points. So I think this one's going to be a great game going into it.
And just go ahead and looked it up real quick, see if I can get some scores. For week 2, the Fundadores did beat the Jefes 28-21, so they barely edged that one in.
Close scoring game. But alrighty, with that, we still got some games. Let's just talk about them real quick. We got the March 18th, the Reyes going up against the Mexicas.
Then we got the Caudillos taking on the Reds. That's also going to be March 18th. That's a night game. We have another night game. We have the Dinos taking on the Jefes. Then we're going to go into the following day. We have the Galgos taking on the Raptors. The Fundadores taking on the Gallos. And then that's going to do it for that week right there.
And then, the game that I'm actually hoping to see, I haven't seen any of these, unfortunately. But the one I am going to try to see is the Caudillos going up against the Reds. It looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game, and it looks like, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to make a prediction here. Whoever wins that one's going to win their Super Bowl.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. Just by looking at the scores.
I'm going to go with the if I had to predict who's going to win, it's going to be the Reds.
Think it's going to be the Reds?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll find out. We'll definitely find out when that time comes. Onwards into our next league, guys. This is going to be my favorite league here. This is the IFL, the Italian Football League. going into their second week, just like the LFA, right?
Just like the LFA, yep.
Yeah,
Week 2.
so they're in the same weeks. They just start at the exact same time, which is pretty convenient for us. In the week 2, we had 3 games played. The first one, you can take that.
So the Mastini are going to take in the Rhinos, where the Rhinos win big time 30-6. Mastini now winless 0-2. Then we have the Frogs taking on the Dolphins. Dolphins win also big time 40 to the Frogs 6. That's going to put Frogs at 0-2. And then we have the Warriors taking on the Ducks. And hold on a minute here. I lie to you. They're not 0-2. They're 0-1. Every team I said is 0-1. I forgot that week 1 only had 1 game. Finally, we have the Warriors taking on the Ducks, and the Ducks win 31-21, and that's going to make the Warriors 0-1, the Ducks 1-0.
Interesting there, guys. Looking at their standings, like he said, either they're going to be 1-0 or going to be 0-1. But the Panthers had a bye week. That's pretty weird.
Yeah, that's weird. The Panthers didn't play.
They haven't played technically for 2 weeks, if you were to consider this. But Panthers will play next week, guys. Let's talk about next week going into here. Got the Guelphis and the Warriors March 18th. Rhinos and the Panthers. Panthers are finally going to get to play. Let's see how they do March 18th. And then finally, Mastini against the Scorpions March 18th. Interesting about this one, all the newcomers are 0-1.
I did notice that. That's to be expected. I guess with some new timers, some new players. Maybe they got some new coaches. It's okay. That's their technically week 1 because we only had 1 game week 1. Just shake off the rust and kind of get to it.
I would, look at different leagues and say that too. But technically, yeah, you're right. These are new teams opposed to like the LFA's Reds. They were there. They just, I guess because of the whole COVID, they didn't make it. So you're right. Onwards into the last league. We're going back into the FFA, guys. They've had a lot of things going. We're in week 4 right now. And they have, how they have 2 conferences, Conference A and Conference B. I think, Jesse, you're going to take Conference A.
Yeah, I'll take Conference A. We're going to start it off here with the Black Panthers taking the Spartiatis. And the Black Panthers win big time, 59-0. That is going to make the Black Panthers undefeated at 4-0. Then we have I believe that's the Pioneers taking on the Flash. Flash win 34-28. Good news for the Flash. They are also 4-0. And then we have Flash and Black Panthers, just a note, are our only undefeated teams at 4-0. Everyone else has had either 2 losses or 4 losses here going on. Our final game of the week for Conference A is going to be Cougars taking on Molasses with a very slow game going on. Molasses, win 7 to the Cougars 6, and that's going to go ahead and put Molasses in 3rd place at 2-2.
That's very cool. So I guess the game to watch here is going to be the Black Panthers and the Flash. Whenever they play, don't really know when. Oh, never mind.
Yep, and that's going to go into week 5, guys, for Conference A. We have the Spartiatis taking on the Cougars. Then we have the highlighted game of the week, probably for their team in their conference. Black Panthers taking on Flash, where one team will be undefeated. The other team will experience their first loss unless we have a tie. Then finally, we have the Molasses taking on the Pioneers for them.
All right, well, we got to talk about this then. Black Panthers and Flash. Don't really know them all that well. But if I had to guess, I think the Black Panthers are going to take that over the Flash.
Yeah, it would be pretty good to see. I'm going to also take the Black Panthers too.
Alrighty, now we're going to go into the Conference B. These are the other side of the league their teams follow. We got the Bears, if I'm correct, because I for some reason remember that, against the Dolphins. Got the Blue Star. I'm sorry, I'm saying the teams. The first game was the Bears going up against the Dolphins, where the Dolphins win 13-6. Very slow game. Then we got the Blue Stars against the Senators. I remember the Blue Stars. They're really good, and they're showing it still. Blue Stars win this 40-9. And then finally the Agronauts against the Grizzlies. Not too bad. Grizzlies win that 14-7.
And that's pretty good. Blue Stars, I remember, were very good in their last season, so they're continuing that on over there. That's good for them.
Alrighty, and going into next week, we got the Dolphins playing the Agronauts. The Blue Stars are playing against the Bears, and then finally, the Centaurs playing against the Grizzlies. Looking at this, not too crazy. Standings as follows: Blue Stars 3-0, Dolphins 2-1, Bears 2-1. Grizzlies 2-1, Agronauts 1-3. Senators 0-4. Really need to pick it up.
Yeah.
Difference, though, I did see. Most of your teams have played already 4 games. These, only 2 games teams have only played 4.
So it looks like Conference B, did maybe start 1 week later. I'm not entirely too sure because, you're right. They look like they're 1 game behind.
But final thoughts on everything, guys. If you're going to be watching any of these games, or if you're like, hey, should I watch any of these games? LFA, the game to watch would be next week. This is the... I can't say that name.
The Caudillos taking on the... Oh, I forgot.
Reds.
The Reds.
Yeah.
The Reds. I'm sorry, the Reds.
Yeah, this is going to be March 18th at 7 p.m. I don't know what time that is, but you look it up. And in the game to watch for next week, if you were planning on watching it, it would probably, I would have to say, that's actually a hard one.
Yeah, it is very difficult because we have some...
Yeah,
it's random because we have some people who haven't played, like the Panthers.
I would think to watch the Rhinos and Panthers, unless you want like a slow game, Mestini and Scorpions.
Yeah, I like Rhinos and Panthers too.
Yeah, Rhinos and Panthers for sure. And then finally, no contest here. The game to watch for the FFFA is going to be the Black Panthers and Flash.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good one.
Definitely. Got some good games coming up. Hopefully, y'all try to see them, support their teams, support their leagues around the world.
And support this channel if you can.
Definitely, that's also true. Alrighty, guys, we're going to end the gameplay here. A lot of gameplay. Oh, man, and I messed that up. Alrighty, guys, we're going to end the... Oh, good
video.
Lord.
We're going to end the video.
I don't usually say that.
You know what? I got this. I'm going to take over. I'm going to take over for the people here. Don't worry, guys. We're going to end off our video here. We will see you on the next one, and I'm just going to end it nice and sweet. I am Jesse.
I'm Roger, and we're saying bye.
Bye.